Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you exactly how to have a healthy relationship. So this is everybody who potentially has you know, that you've been dating a girl for a while and you want to make sure things are smooth. You want to make sure she has the right energy. You want to make sure things are smooth between you and her. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. How to do this step by step. Okay, because here's the thing. I've been with many different women. And the thing is, like, the way you carry yourself in a relationship is extremely different from the way as if you're casually dating. Okay? If you're in a relationship, you have to genuinely care about the other person beyond something sexual, which means she needs to be providing value to your life that sex does not provide. You see, sex is pleasure. A good relationship means that she's doing things for you and you're doing things for her, and it's mutual. Now, here's the thing, strength in a relationship boils down to just a few key things. Now remember, what you focus on is what you get. Okay, I'm going to say that again. What you focus on is what you get. There's 7 steps to this, and 7 steps only. How to have a relationship, step 1, that's healthy. There needs to be clear-cut expectations of what is expected of both people. And most men never actually say verbally what they expect out of her. And this leads her to believe that you're an indecisive man that does not know what he wants. Okay, today men have no standard. They're too go with the flow. And females need structure because they struggle with it themselves. Like I said, she has her period, her menstrual cycles. Sometimes she gets baby fever. Sometimes she's ready to cry. Sometimes she's ready to sleep. Like she's a woman. She's emotional. You cannot be go with the flow. I see this so many times. I used to be a real estate agent when I was like 18, 19. I was a real estate agent. I sold residential real estate. Every single couple that I ever sold a house to, when the man would consistently ask, well, baby, do you like this granite? Do you like this woodwork? I'll pick whatever. Like, do you like it? Every single man that did that, he got divorced. There's like 3 couples I know of strictly. Why is that? Because there was no clear-cut expectations of what's expected out of both of them, and she started to become the leader. He's no longer decisive. Okay, there needs to be clear-cut expectations of what's expected. Okay? So key. So key. Like, for example, the chick that I've had a longest relationship with, where is it? You guys might have seen her on my YouTube. If you registered for the webinar, her name is Brittany. Okay, so me and Brittany have had great chemistry, and she's a great little helper to what I do. Now, one of the rules that I have, the expectation is I'm like, okay, if you're at my house, one of the things, if I'm working on my computer, there's got to be no distraction. And she follows that. It's just little things, like you set the framework for how the relationship needs to be handled, what needs to actually happen. Now, number 2 is going to be the employee/employer mindset. You got to remember, when the relationship takes a friendly vibe, she will lose that respect and the sexual attraction for you as a man. And when you're in front of your boss, notice how you always stand a little straighter, or you want to make a really good first impression when you go into that. This is a vice versa thing. She wants strength in the man. She wants strength in her man. Because since you want a feminine woman who's soft and sweet, like I've said a million times, you have to be her opposite. So the thing is if she realizes you're a man who's easily won over, you're a man who doesn't require a lot, that's not necessarily the type of like boss she wants to have. And I don't mean bosses and you need to boss her around, but what I do mean is that there needs to be some sort of frame as to how this relationship is ran. Okay, you don't want her to lose respect for you. You definitely don't want her to lose sexual attraction for you. Because if she loses those 2 things, well, she's going to be off chasing that from the next guy that has better frame. Number 3, clear-cut ways to behave with do's and don'ts. Okay, as a man, you have to tell her, this is how I operate. For example, Brittany, if you look at us, right? That is not the right file. If you look at us, we've known from the get-go. I said, listen, if you end up being the type of girl that ends up shaking your ass on Instagram, or I see that there's all these direct messages that you're replying to and all of this stuff like that, that's not tolerated. And guess what? She hasn't done that once. Why hasn't she done that once? Because she knows damn well, like, I'll leave. I'm not tolerating anything. I have a zero tolerance policy for bullshit. As a man, this is how I operate. There's certain ways to behave in the relationship, there's certain ways not to behave. As a man, too, I give her mutual respect. I make sure that that's a frame that we both follow. Number 4, you have to get her to support your mission. If you are all about it, she will be too. Okay, and it's not about what you do that women love. It's about your drive and ambition for the topic that drives you. For example, it doesn't matter if you're a surgeon, if you're a business owner, if you're an electrician. Like, if you're an electrician, be the goddamn best electrician possible. I'm a business owner. I help men get better. There's going to be some women that don't find that attractive. But guess what? When they see how passionate I am about it, when they see how driven I am for it, when they see how ambitious I am about it, that's what they fall in love with. Okay, if you're an electrician, she's not going to care. But when you're an electrician that loves what he does, is super knowledgeable about it, is passionate, is ambitious to keep going, okay, that's what she's going to realize and be like, oh my gosh, this guy really has his shit together. This guy's really strong and driven. This guy's driven with something in life that doesn't equal women. Okay, it's all about what you love and how you act about it. This will naturally keep her in a feminine or submissive role. Essentially, it's like a king to a queen. Okay? The queen to her king. She wants to follow the king's plan. And the thing is notice, it's the king's plan. He's the king, he's the ruler, he's the hotshot, he's the big dick. But the queen gets to accompany the king on his mission. Natural energy, natural role. She has to support your mission at all times. You guys know my mission. Any woman that comes a part of it, you have to be for it. If you're not, it's not going to work. Number 5, as a man, your words have to mean something. What you say, you do. You lead by example. You show her that you're not full of shit. You're strong, you're dominant, you're decisive. If I say, hey, I'm going to the gym at 7 o'clock, we can't hang out until after, you bet your ass I'm at the gym. Okay, if I tell myself I'm going to hold myself accountable to 5 to 6 days a week to the gym at this time for the next 52 weeks a year, and I don't even care if it's a holiday, notice that right there is decisive masculine energy. That is something a woman falls in love with, is when your words have meaning. It shows you're strong, it shows you're rational, it shows you're ambitious. You give a fuck. Number 6, she needs to enter into your domain, not you entering into hers. And the reason for this is because men who enter into her domain, it puts her in the dominant position. This is why I advise men who live with a woman for her to come into your place. Right? Like, if you have your own house and you want to live with a woman one day, let's say, it's way better if she comes to your place, if she moves in with you. Don't necessarily move in with her, because then she's at that higher dominant role. Now it's like you're entering into her domain. You don't want to do that. So that way it's your way of living, it's your expectations, etc. Okay, you want to operate how the frame of the relationship's going because you're the man. And she likes to see that you have a set way or a set frame of doing things that you live by. If you have this is what she falls in love with. She's like, okay, this guy has structure, this guy has boundaries, this guy probably has his shit together, this guy's not going to tolerate a lot, this is a guy that's pre-selected, and other women are probably going to find him attractive too. Okay, and the 7th step to this is a sense of purpose, vision, or spiritual connection together. I realize not everybody in this is religious. I mean, I go to church every Sunday. Granted, I've had my fun. Right. You don't get to my point where I can tell you how to brainwash a woman into love unless you do some seriously emotionally damaging things to women to where it's like you know how to get them hooked. Trust me, I wasn't always the best. But I do know how to get the upper hand, and I know how to not get fucked over by women. So here's the thing. If you decide to date a woman, men and women who date without this end up heartbroken or sex focused and lost. Why do I have the right to tell you this? Because I've been there. I've been in sex focused relationships where I want to break out handcuffs and crazy shit that you see and stuff you shouldn't be watching. I've been there. I've done it all. I've had my ego been fulfilled by if I can get a threesome or not. It doesn't help you as a man, right? You end up soulless. And very few couples stay together without some sort of religion or sense of purpose together or spiritual connection. You have to feel as if you guys have meaning and are growing together. And not only that, you have to work at it. You have to work at it every single week, right? If me and Brittany go to church for a long period of time and we start not going to church, we notice right away within the first week or two that, hey, this is going bad, or this is going south, or the vibe isn't as good as it used to be. Very, very key. These are the 7 steps you have to follow. I highly suggest you just took notes just now. If not, rewatch. Okay, you have to touch her soul with this. And the reason why I duplicated this and I added this is because if you can touch a woman's soul, like you can make her feel like, hey, we're here together for a reason, and she feels as if you're the type of guy that she wants to really please and make sure that, hey, I want to take care of this man to the utmost. That's when it's like it's bread and butter, it's peanut butter to jelly. You know, you're going to need this if you want somebody one day that is lasting. Men like to build things, men are builders. I'm guessing men eventually like to build a relationship too. Now, granted, it still needs to be her looking for the relationship right away, not you. And last, this is for all the men. She can never see you slip up on your purpose. If she fell in love in the beginning because you were ambitious, you were focused on your purpose, you were focused at being the best, and she watches you start to slip up on that, like that right there is going to be enough for her to not to really have as much attraction for you. Right? If you used to be working double overtime because you like slinging a lot of money each week, and all of a sudden she sees that you're only working the 40 because now you're in a relationship making a lot of time for her, that's going to be a turnoff. You're putting her before your purpose. She can never see you slip. If you're going to the gym, you should be going to the gym just as much when you're in a relationship to give her the signal that, hey, I still expect upkeep on your end too. Like I'm upkeeping myself, you better be upkeeping yourself. So what does the word stoic mean? The definition of stoic is a man who can undergo sacrifice without showing emotion. Okay, if you can continue to work, you can continue to build, you can continue to sacrifice without getting upset, without getting stressed, and without feeling like you're not going to be able to accomplish it, well, this is exactly how you keep her hooked. This is how you keep yourself grounded as a man, and this is how you succeed. Okay, these are the 7 steps that a person needs to live by to have a happy, healthy, and relationship forever. If you're a man and you can do these 7 steps, I want you to go back and review them, maybe watch them again and take your own notes. This is key.